Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it. You already know. Like a torta with some bad habits. Bye. Bye. Let's get to the intro. Welcome back, and if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, make sure you go ahead and do that. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content that the Gunz stays kicking, and I highly appreciate all the support, man. I'm very humbled by it. So, orale, Rich Rabbit, Tommy Gunz, the Black Essays are going at it. Soul Gang, right? You know, Rich Rabbit is a Southsider, a Black Southsider, right? I hate having to use descriptive words like black or white or brown. A Southsider to me is just a Southsider. But quietly as is kept, there are such things as Black Southsiders. These are Black men that identify as a Southsider, meaning they are part of a Mexican gang of barrio. They've been jumped in, they've been placated in, they've been welcomed, embraced with open arms, and so be it. Now, I have Black homeboys that are norteños, right? I have a homeboy in particular from my neighborhood who, once he got jumped into the neighborhood, he will always be a Black man and proud of that. But he is also proud of his barrio and proud of his city and proud of what he represents with the homies. And so at the same time, he ceases to be part of the Black community. He's still a brother. When it comes down to it, he's still got familia in Oakland. He's still got family in Richmond, throughout the Bay Area. They come, they barbecue, they chill. They're like, damn, SA, right? They do it. He's like, NA. And they do all that, but they're of an understanding that he is part of a Mexican gang, and so he gravitates a lot towards that culture. Now, doing time in the youth authority, being around Southsiders that were from the black ethnicity, right, the Black community, I've never seen them, and it's hard to say this without sounding a little bit racial, but I'm not trying to go that route, but I've never seen a Black Southsider or Sureño that doesn't act Mexicano or doesn't adapt or gravitate towards that estilo, right? I've never seen a Black Southerner not have his hair combed back with the big old whip, you know what I'm saying, speaking in a Mexicano accent. Like, I haven't seen it. I remember Playboy from, Casper from Playboys when I was in the youth authority. Light-skinned brother, man, looked like a straight-up Chicano. Like, you could tell he was Black, but his mannerisms, the way he acted, the way he talked was so busy, right? All that was straight up Southsider, right? And then you had Shadow from Watts Vadio Grape, another individual, dark as midnight, right? Straight up brother, man. If you seen him, you would think he was on crib, but then as soon as you talked to him and he started speaking to you, you were like, oh, what do we have here, right? That's a Mexican Black, right? And then, of course, Crook from Primera, another one, man, who actually got off with the Northerners every chance he got, man. That fool was about his business. And it goes on, and name after name after name. You know, I'm used to coming up around Black Southerners or Black Northerners that actually adapted to the culture and the estilo of a Mexicano or a Chicano. I've never been around a Black Southsider that actually claims a barrio and is embraced by claiming a barrio and acts like, like he's not Mexican. Now, that doesn't mean ain't nothing wrong with it. Times have changed. You know, nowadays it's weird. You got all the Mexicans acting like they're Black dudes, and you got some Black dudes acting like they're Mexican dudes, right? It's just a trip, and everybody's mad at everybody else. Here along comes Tommy Gunz, who is half Mexicano, half Black, right? And, you know, it's kind of like a shtick for him. Being half Black has got him into doors, and being half Mexican has opened up doors for him that necessarily would have been closed. Now, this guy's buzzing right now. He's making his money. He's Soul Gang, right? He has an odd way of storytelling, but I like it. I think, you know, hey, besides the disrespect to the North and all that he could put to the side, he doesn't even need that in his music. Tommy Gunz is going places. He has the charisma. He has the attitude, right? And he's just a youngster, man. He's popping right now. He's got a buzz. But you also have another Black Southsider named Rich Rabbit from Playboys, 13, right? Now, I've watched numerous videos of this guy, numerous interviews, right? And to be honest with you, I never once knew he was a Southsider. His mannerisms, the way he acts, the way he presents itself like you would never know unless you know. And so when I see him, I thought he was just a brother, man, a rapper, another black dude that could rap good. And so I started to peep out his stilo, peep out his mannerisms and everything, and they didn't seem off to me. I thought he was a Crip from some Crip gang in LA or whatever, until somebody told me and I started really watching. I was like, damn, this dude's a Southsider. I've never seen a Southsider in my life conduct themselves the way he does. Not to say that it's right or wrong. It's just different for me. I'm just being honest, right? I've been around white Norteños, white Southsiders, black Norteños, black Southsiders, Asians, Usos. I mean, the list goes on and on. One thing about the Mexicano gangs is they're willing and they will accept more so the Norteños than the Southsiders. With Southsiders, you will see some Asians, you will see some blacks and some whites, especially from like 18, Barrio 18. They have a lot of mixed people in their gang, right? But in Northern California, you see a little bit of everything. Okay, especially if you're in the Bay, you see a lot of Filipinos, you see a lot of Usos, you know what I'm saying? You see a lot of different ethnicities, right, coming together and being part of the Norteño movement, because that is a movement. It's not a gang. Each barrio has their own gangs and locals over here and fucking whispers over there and gangsters over there, right? But it is a Norteño movement, just like the Southsiders have their movement, right? So you could be part of a barrio, but once you become something bigger than yourself and you're representing something bigger than yourself, then things change. So anyways, I see this dude, Rich Rabbit, and you would think being a black Southsider, even though he's a little bit different from the usual suspects, from what I'm usually used to seeing, the fact remains he's still an active representative of his barrio, Playboys, and that's a fact, right? If he wasn't, believe me, a long time ago, they would have told him to keep it out of his mouth, and he is not in good standings, and all kinds of different things would have happened, right? But that's not the case. He's actually repping and down for his. So you would think that with this youngster, Tommy Gunz, getting in the mix and coming into, and right now, Tommy Gunz is blowing up. Soul gang. I would have a Buster as a pet, right? This guy's going crazy. His rapping ain't phenomenal, but he's a phenomenal character, right? When you see him, I trip out on him. He's like an anomaly. I've never seen a Southsider from Tulare County rep as hard as he does and wear as much red as he does. I just trip out like, damn, this Volta just don't give a fuck, right? But at the same time, I like his little get down. I like the way he's pushing with the little youngsters. You can't hate on the raza. Now, he is half black, half Mexican, so he claims, right? And he looks it. He looks like a mixed Volta, which that doesn't matter at all. It's not the Mexican blood that does something for him or the black blood that does something for him. It's him. Everybody's the same. Some people are more talented than others, and that's just the way it is. Anyways, I hear an interview yesterday with Rich Rabbit. And in the midst of this interview, man, he mentions this dude Blanco 15 and Tommy Gunz. Now, I say this about Rich, right? Rich doesn't seem like the type of dude that's just going to go running his neck for whatever reason. When you're ran down or you're brought into a Mexican group, gang movement, whatever, there's certain ways that you must carry yourself. You're supposed to. You're supposed to have class. You're supposed to have dignity. You're supposed to have pride and morals. These things are instilled in you. Now, I know you say to yourself, well, it's gangbanging. Ain't no rules in the game. Well, there's a lot of rules in the game. That's why not everyone can hang in the game, because there's so many fucking rules, right? But one of the main rules is to, not air your shit out in front of public, deal with things behind the scenes. Let your gente know if you're feeling some type of way that you're feeling some type of way, but it's not everybody's business. The Southsiders in prison, the way they move, you don't see them move until they move. Same thing with Norteños. Hey, once the movement starts and it's on and cracking, everyone's like, oh shit, it's on and cracking. They like to do things undercover, behind the scenes, get at who they need to get at and handle their fucking business in and out. That's the facts. That's the way it goes down, right? But now with this new shit, this internet era and social media, people are doing this. Puppy baking soda breath on the doors. It's easy to air your grievances. And I do it myself, man, so I can't be a hypocrite. But it's easy to air your grievances out in public. Again, I am not confined by the caja of politics, meaning I'm not a gang member, so I don't have to function as one. I still have to have my morals about myself as a man and do things the way I do them, but I don't have to function within the reglas, right? The rules of the situation of being a Southsider or Norteño. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys, man. I've been getting a lot of fucking hate lately. Damn, Gun, you be going in on the South, throwing little jabs at the Sureño and the Southsider homies and this. I don't. I don't, man. I just call it like I see it. If you're a public figure and you put yourself out there to doing stupid shit or looking some type of way, I'm gonna laugh at you. We're all gonna laugh at you together, collectively, right? Not north, south, none of that. Same thing goes with the Northerners, man. It doesn't matter who it is. Hey, we're gonna laugh. We're gonna have a good time, man. There's no direct disrespect intended at all. That's not what I do. I'm not here to tear the raza down. I'm here to build them up, Lego by Lego, right? And the way I'm gonna do that is by putting out there, hey, bro, what the fuck was going on here, eh? You were looking at a trip. It was a trip, right? So anyways, man, believe me, I'm Mexican to the core, homie. I'm a certified torta pounder. So there we go. Now, I hear Rich Rabbit, and you would think that he would be showing love to Tommy Gunn. And you think that Tommy Gunn would be doing, because they have two things in common. First of all, they're Southsiders. They're black Southsiders from a Mexican gang. So that would be some type of like, hey, bro, we need to come together like butt cheeks because, homie, it's everyone against us. You know, when it's a different ethnicity from a different gang, man, you have to be more man than them. You have to be harder, right? I've seen white Northerners go all the way out, get put on frontline status and handle their business because they're trying to prove not only to their gang, but to themselves that they're as hard as everyone else, that they belong, that they don't need to be judged by the content and of their character nor their skin, right? That they need to be embraced as a homie. I've seen the same thing happen with white Southsiders, black Southsiders. So this is something that's been going on for a long time. It ain't nothing new. So you would think these dudes would identify with each other and come together. Now, I'm going to play a clip for you. Rich Rabbit doesn't necessarily know Tommy Gunz. He knows of Tommy Gunz, and Tommy Gunz has never met Rich Rabbit. So for Tommy Gunz to be immediately disrespecting him, is there some jealousy there, some hatred? What the fuck is going on? Like, you would think that, hey, oh, that's a homie, whoop-de-whoop. You know, it's not like your Vario's beef or anything. No, I'm not sure the Playboys, they're a very, very big gang, man. I'm sure they don't beef with Pixeloneros, right? Pixeloneros, like no one knows who that really is unless you're from that area. They're not a very big gang, right? It's not a very big city. So maybe I think this guy, Tommy Gunz, might be getting a little too comfortable. You know, he's down in LA wiggling, doing his thing, and I think he might become a little too comfortable or have become a little too comfortable where now it's just kind of like, hey, man, I'm the man. I got the buzz. I'm doing what I do, and now everyone can fuck with me. Anyways, we're going to get to this clip. This is an interview done with Rich Rabbit, and this is how he feels about Tommy Gunz, another black Southsider. And again, man, when you hear Rich Rabbit, if you're coming from a Mexicano culture like I am from back in the days, the type of Southsiders I did time with, black Southsiders, I did not ever know that this dude was a Southsider, man, just by the way he talks. And I'm not saying it's anything racial or against the blacks or not. It's just different. You know, when you become part of a Mexican gang, motherfucker, you're eating tortillas. It just, hey, what's up, man? It just comes, right? Let's get to it, man. Let's hear what he has to say about Tommy Gunz.
Right. So these niggas talking, and I hear Blanco say, "Oh shit, Rich Rabbit on here, fool. Hey, come here,
Oh, you
fool."
hopped on this live.
I got
My bad. I'm thinking you were on his
no,
live.
because I follow Blanco. So the live notification popped up. I get on there, I'm watching, and I hear him, and he like, "Hey, fool, calling Tommy. Hey, fool, this fool Rich Rabbit on here. Come here, fool." And then he call him, and then they get up on the phone, they looking, and then I hear this nigga Tommy Gunz. What, fool? Mr. Keep It Hood's the hardest black SA, fool, dog.
Oh
This fool,
shit.
we don't fuck with lames, fool. This fool, lame, fool.
Oh
Like, just
shit.
talking shit like, nigga, you don't even know me. I ain't never met you, seen you in person. Now I'ma disrespect you, bitch. Like, that's how I feel because you don't know me. And I get it. You getting this buzz right now. You enjoying yourself. You doing what you should. But don't play with me. You don't know me. If you cool with them, be cool with them. You don't gotta fuck with me, but keep my name out your mouth. Cause when a nigga speak on me, I'm like the candy man. You ain't gotta say it 3 times. Say it once, I'm coming. That's the type of nigga I am. But to each his own, man. But just
Rich Rabbit said he's like the candy man. He's the boogeyman. The candy man, man. Candyman. Beetlejuice. That Vaulto's coming. He said, you ain't got to say his name twice, 3 times, 4 times the lady. Right? Say it once. And he's pulling up, right? He's feeling some type of way. Now, I don't understand why Tommy Gunz initiated this beef or has some problems or issues with Rich Rabbit. And the only thing I could think of is, you know, he wants to be, when you talk about a black SA or a black Sioux gang or black Southsider, he wants to be the one that's mentioned first. He wants to be the one recognized. But that comes with all that credibility and that status and being that one, man. You have to earn that. You have to earn that reputation, not just becoming a rapper and getting a little buzz, that's not what's going to make your boat float, right? You have to be in that water and know that what's swimming around in there first, man, before you get in that boat and just paddle, right? So I think this guy's getting a little too comfortable, Tommy Gunz. But again, man, this is something that could have been dealt with behind the scenes. Tommy Gunz and that dude Blanco, they aired it out live, and then Rich Rabbit responded on this video. So we got Black Southsider on Black Southsider violence, right? Dudes are beefing. And what it really comes down to is who's the hardest black essay. I'm going to be honest with you guys, man. Tommy Gunz is more of the stilo that I understand, that I grew up around. Someone that's black and brown, or someone that was black that has gravitated more towards the Mexicano side. Not to say that anything Rich Rabbit is doing is wrong. Hey, that's his style. That's his style. If he wants to say the N-word, there's a gang of Mexicanos that say the N-word now. It tripped me out when I started seeing the Southerners say the N-word. That right there blew my fucking mind. It blew my mind when the Northerners said the N-word. I'm going to do a video on an OG man that got whacked for using the N-word. And he was from Oakland. See, I always grew up when I was in the youth authority, then going to prison. At the homies from the Bay, they used like the N-word, on consecutively, right? Not conservatively, consecutively. That was their thing. That was their style of talk. We understood that. Us from the Valley, Norteños from the Valley at the time, it was kind of hard to adapt. Now everyone does it, so it is what it is. But back in the days, man, if you said the N-word as a Mexican around some OG Mexicans or even some OG blacks, motherfucking the yard would go down. People were tripping, right? I had a black celly, and he was a good-ass homie. Good-ass homie. He was a Kumi cat, right? And we were set up, and he used to lace me up, man. He taught me how to make a knife, right? He was just a good dude. And I asked him about the N-word one time. I said, how do you feel about these youngsters, the brothers? Because at that time, it wasn't a lot of Mexicans saying it. Not like it is now. Now it's normal. Punches, pilot haircuts, painted fingernails, the N-word, right? It all flows together. And he was like, I don't like it. I don't even like my own people to say it, bro. He was like, it's a word. It's a buffer word, right? It's a word that people just throw in and use. And they think it does, that people haven't died behind it, or people haven't sweated behind it, or people haven't lost, their families behind it. That word is an evil word, man. There's a lot of people that have lost a lot behind that word. So to me, I don't even like to see the brothers or the Mexicans, especially Mexicans, say it, because I feel it's a derogatory term that was utilized to hurt one ethnicity or the other, man. And I just don't like it, right? Anyways, we got the black essays going at it. Team Rich Rabbit versus Team Soul Gang, right? Tommy Gunz. I think they're both good rappers, decent rappers, not the best, right? And I think that once you start disrespecting, I mean, you heard Rich Rabbit, he called Tommy Gunz a bitch. So once they start to do that and pop off, right, it's a bad look. It's a bad look, man. And as a black Southsider, man, you have to represent to the fullest, and even more so than the Mexicans. That's just a fact. I hate to say, but it's a goddamn fact, right? I've never seen anyone act like this, but it is what it is. I've been hearing a lot lately. Why are the Southerners beefing so much and going at it? Is it for, views or content or credibility or clout, or what the hell is it? Because you don't see the Norteños doing it as much. Now, there is a podcast of Norteños. I'm not going to say their names because I don't really know their names, but it was brought to my attention. There's a podcast, and they like to talk about Southsider issues and kind of disrespect and all that. And that's some different shit. Like, as a Norteño growing up, that was not what was taught. That was not what was instilled. It was all about fucking no disrespect out there, like they just handle your fucking business, right? To see it is like phenomenal to me. It's a trip. With the Southsiders, man, it was always the same way. And now that I'm starting to see them beef and stuff like that, I don't know. So anyways, man, you got the two blackest essays, man, going at it. And we're going to find out exactly what goes down with them, man. Again, I'm going to play the Rich Rabbit thing one more time so that way you guys can get a feel for where this energy is going. Rich Rabbit says he's the candy man. He'll pull up, man. I don't know if Tommy Gunz, he's a youngster. I don't know if he was just running his neck to look cool on the live, or if he's ready for where Rich Rabbit gang got. The Playboys are deep, homie. You don't want to get X'd out by them, man, because all this running around LA that Tommy Gunz is doing, you might run into the wrong characters, and there's some rascally rabbits. They ain't fucking around.
Right. So these niggas talking, and I hear Blanco say, oh shit, Rich Rabbit on here, fool. Hey, come here.
Oh, you hopped on his live.
I got
My bad. I'm thinking you were on his.
No,
live.
because I follow Blanco. So the live notification popped up. I get on there, I'm watching, and I hear him. And he like, hey, fool, calling Tommy. Hey, fool, this fool Rich Rabbit on here. Come here, fool. And then he call him. And then they get up on the phone, they looking. And then I hear this nigga Tommy Gunz. What, fool? Mr. Keep It Hood's the hardest black SA, fool, dog.
Oh,
This fool,
shit.
we don't fuck with lames, fool. This fool, lame, fool.
Oh,
like,
shit.
just talking shit like, nigga, you don't even know me. I ain't never met you, seen you in person. Now I'ma disrespect you, bitch. Like, that's how I feel because you don't know me. And I get it. You getting this buzz right now. You enjoying yourself. You doing what you should. But don't play with me. You don't know me. If you cool with them, be cool with them. You don't gotta fuck with me, but keep my name out your mouth. Cause when a nigga speak on me, I'm like the candy man. You ain't gotta say it 3 times. Say it once, I'm coming. That's the type of nigga I am. But to each his own, man. But just
Wow. You know what trips me out about that is the N-word's used a lot. And I know people are gonna say, well, he's black, he could do that. Yeah, but he's from a Southside gang, and that's unusual. I know now people use it a lot, but in the context of the way he's using it, it's just unusual. Anyways, I'm just saying, who you guys got? Ding ding, Tommy Gunz, Soul Gang, or do you got Rich Rabbit, Playboy's gang? You already know what it is. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's gonna be the head that wears the crown. I'm gonna continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I truly believe in, and that's the betterment of all people, man. I appreciate your time and all the effort. I'm humbled by it, man. The gun.